ABC News has learned that there were new airstrikes by the U.S. and allies against ISIS overnight after the FBI warns everyone to be on alert for retaliation by ISIS sympathizers here in the U.S. ABC's Brian Ross has all the latest. Good morning, Brian.
Well, good morning, George. With those new airstrikes on ISIS overnight, U.S. officials are warning of possible retaliation here at home. A bulletin from the FBI and Homeland Security says the airstrikes might further embolden homegrown terrorists to strike in the U.S., that there have been changes in the homeland threat environment. This morning, the U.S. is studying the aftermath footage to assess the damage, which military officials say shows precise hits with little collateral damage. On the ground, a video posted by a jihadist who said he was from the Netherlands showed the damage at one of the sites targeted by the U.S.
Many brothers died, and many brothers got wounded.
But without U.S. soldiers on the ground, officials said it will be difficult to determine if any senior leaders were killed.
You can't determine that from 10,000 or 30,000 feet. They just have to pick up and move their command posts. You know, this is their command and control network.
This morning, U.S. authorities are expressing confidence that the airstrikes disrupted an imminent plot to blow up American passenger jets by a small elite al-Qaeda unit called the Khorasan Group.
They had a plan in place, people to do it, and explosives to execute it.
U.S. officials said the group was developing a series of explosives that could not be detected by current airport screening machines, which led earlier this year to enhanced security steps involving cell phones and appliances at U.S. and European airports. Attorney General Eric Holder talked about it with Katie Couric of Yahoo News.
I can say that the enhanced security measures that we took on the aviation sector some months ago was based on concerns that we had about what the Khorasan Group was planning to do.
With authorities on higher alert around the world this morning, police in Australia say they shot and killed a suspected ISIS militant after he attacked two police officers with a knife, complaining his passport had been canceled for national security reasons. The Australian Prime Minister said police must be vigilant because, quote, there are people in our community capable of very extreme acts. A warning being echoed now here at home by the FBI, George.
It is just a global alert. Okay, Brian, thanks very much. Let's get more on this from our chief White House correspondent, John Carl. And John, you know, the president 2 weeks ago announced these airstrikes against Iraq and Syria, but at the time, these strikes against this group, Khorasan, weren't even planned.
Yeah, this is fascinating. It was September 10th, primetime address to the nation. The president made it clear that he had made a decision to expand airstrikes into Syria. Khorasan was not part of the battle plan, was not on the list. The reason why they decided to add them is because there had been reporting about this group and about how U.S. officials were concerned about it. They were concerned that reporting was going to drive the group underground. They would miss their opportunity to hit them. They were also concerned that once those bombs started dropping on ISIS, that they would also run to ground and miss the opportunity.
President coming to the United Nations again today to make his case.
Yes, and he's got the speech before the General Assembly, but the more significant meeting is he's going to be chairing a meeting of the UN Security Council, and they're going to be passing a resolution calling on nations to stop the flow of foreign fighters. Of course, that's the big concern out of this.
That's right. Of course, the president does not believe he needs any kind of UN authorization for these strikes. John Carl, thanks very much.